Hi everyone, this is Amy, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're making Gravlax. For this dish we need a half-pound of salmon. I'm using wild caught. It was on sale. I prefer the flavor, but use whatever you have on hand. Give that a really good rinse and set that aside. For our salt cure, in a small bowl, we're going to add a tablespoon of salt, a tablespoon of brown or raw sugar, which I'm using, a teaspoon of anise seeds, and the zest of 1 whole orange. This next bit we're going to crush, so get out your spice blend, mortar, pestle, or your little mini chopper. We need a teaspoon of juniper berries, which you can get online, a teaspoon each of black and pink peppercorn, and a half teaspoon of whole cloves. I pulled my cloves out of a chai tea blend that I had because I didn't have any other on hand, but they worked perfectly. Give that a really light grind and add that into the bowl. We're going to mix this really well. This is a winter spice blend, and it smells so festive as we're mixing this together. It's going to add a lot of flavor to the salmon. Next up, we're going to roughly chop up 1 big bunch of dill. It's going to add herbaceousness and freshness. Now, to keep our workstation clean, we're going to lay down a large sheet of plastic wrap. This is going to help keep your station clean. It's also going to catch any of that excess spice blend that we just made. We are going to pat our salmon as dry as possible before laying it down on our plastic wrap, and we're going to rub this down with about a tablespoon of vermouth. This is going to add even more herbaceousness and depth of flavor. And as I was rubbing this on both sides, skin and flesh, I realized I forgot to take the pin bones out. Could not find my fish pliers. I did order some. Instead, I used this pair of tweezers that I quickly sanitized. I've never used them before. Don't use your eyebrow tweezers on this if you've used them, and just go in and carefully pull out all of those pin bones. Once they're all out, we're going to rub our cure blend all over the top and the bottom of our fish. We really want to pat this down and get this infused throughout our salmon. So just go in, pat all that on. You don't have to be as precious as I am, but I just want to make sure all the surface was covered, and we want to use all of this spice. So rub that in, and you can see the plastic wrap is helping contain all of that spice so it's not a big mess, and we can wrap this up on top of the fish after. So now that this is all on, next up we're going to layer on all of our dill all over the top of the flesh side. This is going to help retain some of that moisture. It's going to infuse into the fish as well, and it looks really, really pretty. A lot of people do this with lemon and dill, and you can do that as well. I just wanted to do a little more winter spice because it is still very cold here in New York, and we're supposed to get some more snow tonight. So once all the dill's on, we're going to wrap this up as tightly as possible. And to ensure this is really wrapped, I'm going to wrap it up twice in 2 pieces of plastic wrap. And we're going to put this on a tray, and we're going to pop this in the fridge. You can cure this from anywhere from 1 to 3 days. I did a 3-day cure because it lasts longer in the fridge, and I really wanted all of these flavors to really get into the salmon. So onto a tray it goes, skin side down into the fridge. After 12 hours, we're going to take this out, and you're going to notice there's some liquid formed in our plastic wrap, and we do want to remove that. Some people leave it in. I like to remove it. So just drain that out. Rewrap your fish up in your plastic, and we're going to put this back in the fridge, skin side up this time. And I went in the morning as soon as I woke up and right before I went to bed and gave this a little flip each time just to make sure this was getting evenly cured. Here I am the 2nd day giving this a little flip. Now it has been 3 days. We can take out our salmon. We're going to unwrap this, take off all of the solids, all of the dill. We're going to give this a really good rinse. And when I opened this up, it smelled almost like Christmas. It smelled so lovely. That orange really, really comes through. So give that a little rinse, cover it with a little paper towel. We're going to bring this to room temperature while we prep a couple more ingredients. We're going to thinly slice up a little red onion, and we're going to put that directly into cold water. It's going to take away some of that sharp onion flavor and mellow it out a little bit. Set that aside. With this, I'm also serving some capers. These are the large ones. I even prefer the large ones with the stems, which I couldn't find. A little crème frâiche into a bowl as well. I also toasted up a little baguettes and had some crackers as well. Now this slices beautifully. You couldn't do this with raw salmon, but because it's cured and firmed up a little bit, it slices cleanly and beautifully. So there is our bread and crackers, our onions, our capers, and our crème fraiche, along with all of our serving utensils. I don't know why I include this part in the video, but I did. So here you go, serving utensils. Now let's go ahead and make a little crostini. First goes on a little crème frâiche. This is like if sour cream had a rich uncle. It's a little creamier, a little less sour, a little bit more decadent. Take a piece of our Gravlax, layer on a little bit of our onion, and layer on a little caper for some acidity. Now let's go ahead and give this a taste. That salmon has picked up the orange, the dill, the juniper, the peppers, the cloves. It's like this, you smell it first, and as you smell it, you can taste all of those things. The capers add that little acidic bite. Crème fraiche is creamy and delicious. Onion adds a teeny little onion hint as well. That this is absolutely delicious. And there it is, homemade Gravlax. I hope y'all try to make this in your home. It's quite easy. Thank you so much for spending time with me again today. I really appreciate every single one of you. If you liked this video, give it a like. If you loved it, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell if you haven't already, because I put out new videos every Thursday. Thank you so much again. And until next time, happy cooking.